Here we are in game one of the draft. Pleased to have drawn Lyria in my opening hand. Would love to get some use out of her because she's a fun late game card. My opponent played Tower Vanguard, another one of the new cards. It becomes quite a threat if he's able to give it armor. So I'm going to toss out a Lyria, and then I think I'm going to leave unblocked his Tower Vanguard and instead put out a Zombie Infantry. Excellent. Got my Tarsus Deathweaver. Given that I only have one Tarsus Deathweaver in the deck, I'm very happy to draw him as often as possible. Botanimate, not so scary. So I definitely want to play the Tarsus Deathweaver. And then I need to level up the Flesh Fiend. Flesh Fiend is just too good later in the game. So I'm definitely looking to play my Shardplate Delver here. Let's see. Definitely looking to play my Shardplate Delver. Need to decide what to do against his Dryad. Oh, Ferocious Roar. It's unpleasant. Fortunately, the Ferocious Roar is not enough to save his Tower Vanguard and his Sower. So I think this is a case where a Ghost Scale Cobra, I think this is a case where Ghost Scale Cobra works quite well. Basically my, 6/6 Dryad. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of him with poison. I'm definitely going to take some damage from that Dryad, but the poison will eventually kill it off, and I can maybe spare a small blocker for it later on. He's probably getting a 2-for-1, but given that he spent a Ferocious Roar, that's he's kind of entitled to a large, difficult-to-deal-with creature, and I'll play my Delver. Oh. Noxious Cloud is unpleasant. In particular, Noxious Cloud is a great counter to the type of Fill the Lanes deck that I'm attempting to play. Oh, and he gave his Oh, that was very clever. Used the Stasis Warden to give his Dryad defensive, and therefore save it from the Ghost Scale Cobra. That was a good play. So let's see. I'm going to Toxic Spores, and then I think I'm just going to take the damage. Well, yeah, I'm not particularly happy with the way I've been drawing here. I'll toss out the Scavenger Scorpion. But this is a great draw to begin player rank 2. So the Dryad now is likely to die on his next turn. So he's getting some damage through for the Dryad, but I can live with that. I think I have a fairly strong late game, and so I'm not too worried about taking a little damage early. Play out my Delver and my Flesh Fiend. And now things have turned around nicely for me, especially with the Lyria draw here. Puts me in a strong position. Great draws at the beginning of player rank 2 here. Well, that's one way for him to deal with my... So, one way for him to deal with my Flesh Fiend, which would be very problematic for him. On the other hand, it means he had to waste his Dryad 2 as a blocker, which he's certainly not happy about. Let's see what I get with Lyria. Delver is an excellent card to get with Lyria. Having 2 Delvers on the board is going to put pressure on him. It's going to be difficult for him to block all of the creatures he wants to. And then I'm also going to... So I think because I'm ahead on the board right now, I'm going to put out a Grimgaunt Spectre, which is not the strongest play from a board position at the moment, but the Grimgaunt Spectre has a very relevant 11/11 body at level 2, and so by leveling it up here, I can put myself in a position to get better draws later on. It gains more from leveling than any of the other cards in my hand. And this is an excellent time to draw a strength in numbers. So unfortunately, the Bright Tusk Sower requires 2 adjacent lanes, so I don't actually have a good place to play that. I think I'm going to go Zombie Infantry, and then I'm going to strengthen numbers my Shard Plate Delver. Make that difficult to deal with. I'll put him over here. I don't want to see his Roar 2. I know he has a leveled up Roar in the deck. Instead, I see his another one of his Noxious Clouds and Roar 1. So he has 2 Roar 1s in the deck. Certainly a good pickup for him. I will toss out my Scavenger Scorpion, and I'm going to strengthen numbers again. It's only a 3/3, but I think I just want to keep the pressure on him since I'm ahead. Not the draw I wanted to see to start off player rank 3. Fortunately, I put myself in a strong enough position during player rank 2 with some good draws that when my luck catches up with me here, I'm still very much in this game. Also, both the Deep Branch Prowler, the Fellwalker, the Scavenger Scorpion are all creatures that are relatively useful even late in the game. The Fellwalker can double block. The Deep Branch Prowler has a very large body. Okay. So I'm going to use my Banshee to kill his Stasis Warden before he can get any activations out of his Stasis Warden, and then I'm going to toss out a Deep Branch Prowler to block. And there's my Delver 3. Should be able to get good use out of that. Yeah, so fortunately, because I have a large life lead, I can ignore the low health Bear Rider. Put out my. Actually, I'm gonna run combat first. Put out my Delver there. Then. Actually, I think I'll just do Sower to kill his Bear Rider. Put out the Grimgaunt Spectre, and then I think I'm going to strengthen numbers the Grimgaunt Spectre so it's threatening fatal. Having a move creature that is threatening fatal damage puts him in a position where he pretty much needs to, yeah, he needs to get rid of my Delver, and he also probably needs to botanimate my Grimgaunt Spectre. He's not in good shape here. Okay, well that looks like it's game one, and my opponent concedes. So thank you for joining me.